The George Floyd protests continued Wednesday night in Sarasota. Protesters marched through historic Newtown, demanding change and justice for all black lives killed at the hands of those who have promised to serve and protect. Our Alejandro Romero joins us now with more.
Thank you, Grant. Well, for the second time since these protests have started, Newtown was a focal point for the Black Lives Matter Sarasota Manatee Alliance. But why? Simply because of its history, having been established more than 100 years ago by the African American community of Sarasota. Hundreds of protesters marched the streets of Sarasota, calling attention to the latest unarmed black man to be killed by a police officer using excessive force. From the streets of downtown to City Hall, protesters marched every square in the city of Sarasota before making their way to the historically African American community of Sarasota, known as Newtown.
There's so much injustice, not only with the killing, and it's so much, but we don't have the people in office that even care about it.
President of the Newtown Nation, Valerie Bouchand, says there are many injustices plaguing Newtown, but the only real change will come when young voters take their power back at the ballots and kick out the elected officials who don't represent their community.
The change got to come within Tallahassee because the police union have yet to even meet with the people. So why won't they come out? Why won't they meet with the people, being that so much is happening?
Shirley Smith, a Newtown born and raised resident, says she was glad to see people of different races come together like they once did during the civil rights movements of the 60s. Smith's family has owned the Town Hall restaurant and lounge for more than 100 years. She says, though all races were represented in the march, she hopes she could see Sarasota Police Chief Bernadette DePino walk alongside the protesters.
I would love to see our Sarasota County Chief of Police DePino marching hand in hand in this protest for against racism in this town, against anybody, black, white, Hispanic, anybody.
And the group marched all the way down to US 301 and Dr. MLK Drive, calling attention to the growing issue of racism within the local police. Back to you, Grant.